Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to robmotivejl. Today, we're going to do a couple of things with the new Jeep Wrangler back here. First of all, I haven't popped the hood yet. I'd like to make sure that everything looks good, nothing's living under there. It's been sitting outside at the dealership and in here for a while. So I want to make sure no critters have taken up residence under the hood, and then I'd like to also see just what's under there. And then we've got to make a little altercation to the front end. I've got some new wheels and tires coming. They're going to be potentially a little bigger, wider for sure. So I want to make sure these closeouts are gone. So I'm going to show you how you take those off. That will give me a look like my wife has here, although she has a stubby bumper, so it's not quite the same. But you'd be able to see through, obviously, where they'd be missing underneath the current Jeep or the 2024. So first of all, let's pop the hood and see what's under it. Okay, first of all, gotta pop the little holders on the sides here. It's pretty simple. And then I don't have any struts under here, so we're gonna have to rely on the old I hate these things, rod to hold the hood up. Gonna have to put some struts on. They'll go over here on the side somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where I'm gonna put those yet, but I will be putting those on. This is it. This is the engine, of course. It is a 2-liter, naturally aspirated, no turbocharger or anything under here. Just want to take a quick look at the fluids, check everything out. We've got power steering. Make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing. We've got power steering obviously over here, and if you look down, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it is filled up to where it's supposed to be. We've got brake fluid over here. Again, it's where it's supposed to be. We've got some windshield washer fluid. Let's see how much is in here. Not enough for my liking, so I'm going to add some windshield wiper fluid. And then we've got, I'm guessing, radiator fluid here. And then, of course, the oil. I can't check the oil right now because I just pulled it in, so it's got to, you know, kind of seep back into the pan down there so I can check the levels. Over here on the battery, I like to just look, make sure everything's solid, not corroded or anything crazy like that, which you wouldn't expect on a brand new Jeep, right? And then we have the fuses over here. I may go through later and make sure they're all seated properly. That's something that I've heard in the past has been an issue. And looking inside here, this does have the auto stop, and of course Jeep has done nothing to make that secondary battery any more accessible than it was before. I don't believe. Let's pop this off just to make sure. Yeah, that's simply all fuses. I was hoping maybe the battery was hidden in there somewhere now and I wouldn't have to worry about changing it someday while it's sitting down under here, which is where it is, of course. So everything looks pretty good to me. I don't see any critters living in there or anything. Now we're going to get to this closeout. What I'm going to do, this is screwed on from the back, so I'm going to crawl under there, hopefully bring you guys with me. I hope you'll be able to see I'm wearing the old hat cam. And take these things off to open that area up. Should be a much better look for the Jeep, even without doing anything with the tires. Okay, we're down here on the floor behind the closeouts, and it looks to me like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts, screws, I guess, and there may be more, maybe not, that I can't see. There's another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to start removing those and see what's left. Start with the easy one. And that's very easy. These are never on very tight, which I think is kind of odd. Well, just tight enough, I guess. So we'll use the ratchet. Probably should have turned the tire the other direction. We'll find out when we get to the other side, right? And I will be putting the screws back in just to keep track of them, basically, and to have a more finished look. Although, I may do something else with this closeout. because once I take it off, this is going to be exposed, and you can see the wiring and stuff back there for the fog lights. So I'm not a big fan of that look. And as is usual, these screws are like 8 feet long. It's amazing to me how long these things are. I might grab a drill just to make this quicker, because it's going to take me forever just to remove 6 screws. So let me do that, we'll come back. Okay, I've got my drill. Let's see how this works, if I can actually even fit in here. Just enough. For this one, anyway. And check out how long that screw is. Do we really need that? I don't think so. Okay, we're getting there. And I still dropped it. Okay, one more and the light probably is in the way. Let's get this one. Alright, that does not seem to have made it loose, so that means we probably have another screw somewhere. Oh, there's one right there. Alright, let's see if we can get the drill in there. I think I can. Famous last words, right? Of course, seeing is another problem. Alright, and that is a shorter one. So, I want to take note of that. The shorter one goes through the closeout on top. See if I can't set that one aside a little bit. Now, is that enough? I don't know. My light went out. There we go. Sometimes you just have to beat on things a little bit. Alright, there seems to be something else holding it in there. Probably underneath, I don't know. So, let's take a look and see. I was thinking there might have been something on the side there, but I don't think so. I think it's actually maybe up in there. I don't know. Let's get underneath. Always stuff in the way, right? I don't even know if we're going to be able to see anything under here. Let's see. There's a clip that goes through. So it looks like we have to remove, hopefully you guys can see it, this clip right here, because I think that goes up through, and it may just go through a hole in this. It may not even be holding it. But nonetheless, I've got to pull that out, it seems. So let me do that, and I think that will be it. All right, I've pulled this pen out. Let me show you guys what it looks like. It's actually a push pen. Just kind of goes in. Let's see. Something like that, I guess, and then pushes up to push out these little ends here to hold it in. I will put that back in, so set that aside. Now, let's see if that was enough. I don't know if that's enough or not. It looks pretty loose. Can't really tell if there's anything else in the way or not. I think it's free, but let's take a look before I put any strength into it. One more look from underneath. edge. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Right there. There's one more bolt or nut. Looks like right there that we have to remove. So let me get my handy dandy. I guess this will take a wrench. I can't fit anything in here because of this skid plate. So let me take this one out and then we'll come back at it. Okay, I got that little screw off of the bottom. Let me tell you, I had to do it with a crescent wrench, and this is very finely threaded, so it took forever, probably half an hour to get one nut or one screw out. But now we should be free, I hope. Let's find out. It should come out of there, I think. Let's see here. Make sure there's nothing else in the way down there. Feels a little tight on the edge. Are you kidding me? Could there be one more? I don't think so, but let's find out. That kind of tucks inside. It's possible. Let's see. There could be another bolt in there. Oh, man, I hope not. Does not appear to be so. So let's put a little strength to it. See what happens. Might be a mistake. I hope not. Feels like there's something holding it on this far edge. So I need to get back under here. It might just be grabbing on the edge of this holder here, which is what I'm hoping. Something just fell out. I don't know what that was. Well, it looks like I am not done yet. Okay, I've got both of them off. I'll explain this in just a minute. It is easier if you take off the skid plate underneath, the plastic skid plate. It just has some push pins across the top and 2 screws holding it in at the bottom. That's it. It will drop. Once you do that, the side pieces actually just come right out. It's pretty simple. Now, I said I would explain the hole. That's because I wanted to maintain covers for the back. So what I've done is I just followed the outline right around and dremeled it out. Pretty simple to do, and once I'm all done and it's secure, it's going to look like that, as opposed to what we have over on the other side, which is open, that. Now, the reason I'm doing this is to cover up the fog lights so they don't get a bunch of water and junk in them. I don't know if it really matters, but since they were covered from the factory, I'm going to go ahead and just put them on anyway, my cutouts. And it's so simple to do, it's not a big deal. When you cut them out of the main big piece, all of the bolt holes and things remain intact. All of the little plugs that plug in, just these 2 really. And that's it. So it's pretty simple just to go ahead and screw it back in. So that's what I'm going to do. And when I'm finished, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I am finished. This actually ended up taking about 2 hours, primarily because of that one bolt. And then I discovered if I'd have just taken the skid plate off, the plastic skid plate underneath first, I would have had room to use a drill and pull out that screw and didn't have to do it by hand. Live and learn. There's a tip for you. Let's take a look. This is what it looks like with the cutouts or plugs, whatever you want to call them, air dams I think they're called, removed. It's going to look awesome once the new tires are on. It's just going to allow you to see through, obviously, and a lot of the Jeeps don't even come with these anymore. I think it's a fuel economy thing, honestly, but whatever. I didn't buy a Jeep Wrangler for fuel economy. Let's take a look at the back. This is the finished side over here, and you can see I've got a nice cover now. Not perfect, not perfectly cut, but that's okay. I'm going to be changing out the bumper anyway, to be honest. But in the meantime, it'll keep everything dry under there, the wiring and stuff for that fog light. I think it came out well. I love the look of it this way. I would do it whether I was changing the bumper or not. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Oh, and I did check the oil, and it's fine. Bye.